Hello, everybody, and welcome back to my ADHD stream, where we're starting Pathfinder Kingmaker, for now. So Pathfinder Kingmaker is one of the things on the list I have a list of games that I want to play in this stream. And Pathfinder Kingmaker was on the list, but it wasn't like really high on the list, and I was sort of like trying to figure out what would make me interested in playing this game. Magical Blackness. And I got to thinking, and I realized that if there are optimal builds in actual Pathfinder, which there are, you can find all manner of build guides for characters in Pathfinder and in D&D and various other tabletop RPGs that have combat-oriented aspects to them. I figured if there was a build guide for characters in the tabletop game, there's probably a build guide for characters in the video game. Because I've played and beaten it a few times with a few different things, and it's fun, but I'm really curious as like sort of what the min-maxer's approach to the video game would be. And I found a list. I found a list of 23 optimized builds for Pathfinder Kingmaker. And honestly, the first one seems like the most fun to me personally. So I'm going to be seeing how well this build does, basically. There was actually two that I was looking at potentially doing. They're called the Dex Scion and the Elven Arcane Warrior. I'm going with the Dex Scion because I really like Maguses as a class. And it's got the least amount of multi-classing. Because, like, lots of these things have multi-classing. Most of these things have multi-classing for the optimal min-maxing builds. This one doesn't. It's one level of monk and then 19 levels of magus. So that's my kind of power gaming. And also it uses long swords rather than elven curved blades, which there are more interesting and fun long swords in the game than there are elven curved blades. So, at least there were when I last played this game. Oh, that over there so I can see it. There. Let us get into. Voila. First, let me lower this volume. There we go. That seems better. New game. I've got all these other things. Barnhold's Lot. Can I get into these from the main story, or would I have to play them separately? I wonder. And I'm gonna start with the main story regardless, but I'm just curious because I haven't actually done any of the DLC for this game. Next difficulty. We'll go with normal for now. Normal difficulty. Last Aslanti mode. Only one save slot. So that's the Iron Man mode. Yeah, we're gonna make sure our companions fucking die. So dead companions rise after combat turned off. I want the threat of death to loom over all my characters. Also, I'm gonna swap out all the pre-made NPCs for mercenaries, anyways. Mostly because I don't like dealing with their bullshit. All right. God, sneezing all over the place. All right, create a new character. Portrait. That's confusing that we pick our portrait first. God damn it. I have a couple custom portraits in here. Do I have allergies? Yes, I have allergies. I also have no upper sinuses. So when I start sneezing, it doesn't really stop. I really like the look of this guy. And for our build, we're going for a human, so... Probably won't use a bow ever, but I still like that look. Though, if I go with this, we're guaranteed to never actually look like anybody else. Alright. Yeah, we're going with human. That looks like our portrait, doesn't it? Yeah. Alright, I just realized that my webcam makes me look kind of blending into the background. There we go. Lower that. But good or we're going good. It's gonna be a good character. This build's alignment is lawful good. I don't know if we'll go strictly lawful good for playstyle, but as far as I can tell, alignment doesn't matter. So for oh wait, no, alignment does. No. Yeah, I take no levels in Paladin, so alignment doesn't fuck matter. Human. All right, so. Oh, wait, why did everything reset? Oh, because I hit human, that's why. Next. class. Yeah, I have all the DLC, which means I have Inquisitor, Geneticist, and I think Slayer was the other one that was added. But we're going with Magus. And we're going with Eldritch Scion. Yeah. Next, choose a bloodline. Vegas clothes make your character look like a male stripper. I think they look cool. So it just says Draconic Fire, so I guess it doesn't matter if I go gold or red. There is, in fact, no difference between the two, except, you know, going gold. Next. Alright, here we go. Here's our ability points and skill points. So we want 7 strength, 18 dex, 14 con, 7 int, we're not very smart, 8 wisdom, we're not very wise. It says 19 charisma, but it seems like I'm not going to be getting to 19 right now. Yes, sex work is real work. Oh, I see. There it is. Racial bonus to charisma. Got it. We're there. And for skills, main skills, mobility 3, mobility, and persuasion. It has mobility 3 and persuasion max. Those are the 2 skills that we're looking at primarily. We want to get mobility to 3, and then we want to just pump everything into persuasion, it looks like, because we're probably only going to get 1 or 2 skill points a level. Because our intelligence is 7. Next. Feats. Weapon finesse. And dodge. And then our starting spells. Variety to pick from. We can only get 2. think we want shield. And grease at the moment. Alright, now we choose our voice.
This will hurt! All I see is blackness. Let us press on. I won't give up. I feel faint. None shall escape!
I'll go ahead.
I'll need to.
We will be victorious. This will hurt. Time's not waiting.
Yeah, we're going with pragmatic. Give him my birthday. 7th of the second month. Alright, name. Who is this character? This will be Aiden. Or Aiden. Owenloft.
I didn't even break a sweat.
For now. It looks like we're ready to start. I think I'm going to I'm probably just gonna hire a bunch of mercenaries because I don't like, for the most part, I don't give a shit about the NPCs.
Our story started at the mansion of an Aldori sword lord. Drawn by the promise of a most dangerous task and a commensurately huge reward, heroes of all stripes gathered here.
Where are they? This is taking forever. It didn't even say what this was
That
for.
one's
It
us.
said the Aldori were looking for heroes. Who are the Aldori anyway? Rich folk?
If you can't be patient, no one's keeping you here. Just go back to your mountains or whatever hole you crawled out of. The Aldori Sword Lords run the premier school for the dueling arts. They're also the richest and most influential group in this part of Brevoy. Take that tone with them, and they'll teach you some manners pretty quickly.
I like this right here. It's a really good way to give additional, like, in-universe extrapolation without people having to overly explain everything. Like, if you know what it is, you don't have to worry about it. If you don't know, you hover your mouse over it. The Aldori Sword Lords arose when famed swordsman Baron Syrian Aldori agreed to train a select group of pupils in his dueling techniques. They ruled Rosslyn for generations, each as prickly and impulsive as the Order's founder. Though they are considered some of the finest sword fighters in the Inner Sea region, they are also obsessed with personal standing and honor. And then Brevoy. Brevoy is a relatively young nation, having only existed since 4499 AR, whatever that means. The history of Brevoy before this time is the history of two often warring nations, Issia and Rosslyn. The coming of Coral the Conqueror changed all this. After securing the defeat and surrender of the two nations, Coral christened his family House Rogarvia. Its rule ended with the mysterious disappearance of every member of House Rogarvia in 4699 AR, leaving Brevoy in a precarious political position. You tell your NPCs to fuck off and never return to the tutorial? I'll probably just tell them to wait at camp
Shut your trap.
and then never
If
talk
you
to them
can't,
again.
I'll help you.
Hush! Quiet! They're coming.
Greetings, everyone. I am Sword Lord Jamandi Aldori, and this is Lord Mayor Yosef Selimius of Restov. Welcome to my mansion.
Up.
We thank you from the bottom of our hearts for responding to our call. You may be few, but that's unavoidable. We need only the best of the best for this task. And I see true heroes before me, strong and fearless, exactly what Restov needs.
Thank you, Lord Mayor.
Yep.
Now, to the point. South of here, just beyond Brevoy's border, lies a region known as the Stolen Lands. This is disputed territory, and while it's long been claimed by nearby states, it's never been truly taken. I won't bore you with the legal technicalities. Suffice to say that anyone with enough courage and power to seize the Stolen Lands and name themselves Baron or Baroness, claiming dominion, well, none of the neighboring states would be able to challenge it. Of course, Restov would be first to recognize the legitimacy of this new state, as well as the noble title of its founder.
So you're saying I could be king? No, I said Baron. Right. King.
Unfortunately, one serious obstacle stands between you and this title. A gang of bandits holds sway in the Stolen Lands. Their chief, who they call the Stag Lord, considers himself the rightful owner of these lands, and no one has yet been able to challenge his power. Bring me his head, and you'll be able to return to the Stolen Lands as their legal ruler. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. Hi, Aiden. Magus. Magic sword man. Yeah, pretty important question. There's a whole team of us, so who exactly will receive the Baron's title?
I will, of course. I'm the leader of this team, after all. Don't worry, though. I'll make it worth your while to help me.
Who are you, you strange small purple man?
We haven't yet begun, and you already speak of divvying rewards. What makes you think we'll even succeed? There's little point arguing over who gains the title when we'll most likely lose our lives there.
That's even more important, really, because that way we know who we should fight for the most. Like me.
If I may please answer the question.
Jemandi clears her throat loudly, interrupting the argument. Says what she just says. She takes a long pause, waiting for the voices to die down as everyone directs their attention toward her.
We believe you're all equally deserving of a noble title. Over the course of your expedition, it will be up to you as a team to decide which of you is best suited to rule.
Cool. So you're helping us found a barony. What do you gain from such generosity?
Stupid questions. Why should you even care? What they have to gain and why, that's for Lady Aldori and I to discuss. It's none of your concern. Your only concern is to swing your sword around or whatever it is you do.
Again, who the fuck are you?
Of course, we stand to benefit from this enterprise. But if you're concerned that we intend to rule your country from afar, using you as a front...
Got it. Clear the bandits and shoot whoever tries to take it in the back right after. Exactly.
Let's just say that we have a strong interest in the region's stability. We have need of a ruling power we can negotiate with.
Will I roleplay every conversation? Probably.
What is that smell in the air? Is it the smell of unspoken words and political intrigue?
Noticing you've heard her comment, she winks at you coyly. Well, so why not just recognize the Stag Lord as the Baron?
That's a good point. As I see it, this Stag Lord already holds power over the region with confidence. Many noble bloodlines were started by bandits who just got lucky, weren't they?
The creepy elf lady has a point.
Perhaps because we do have standards to maintain. This room has seen many celebrations of adventurers, and even those who just got lucky. But giving a noble title to a bandit lord? That's one thing that's never happened here, and it won't while I still breathe.
So kill you first. Got it. It's clear as day.
Excellent. You venture forth tomorrow. For now, you can take some time to get to know one another better. or you can head straight to your guest rooms to get some rest. You'll find we've already prepared supplies for you there. And thank you again for agreeing to take part in this expedition. I wish you luck.
Thank you again, with all my heart, for replying to this call. The flare in your eyes reveals your courage, the unshakable will that distinguishes true heroes. I look at you, O champions of Restov, and doubt not for a second that you'll be victorious. So venture forth toward your feet, go, and return in triumph.
Hi, my name's...
Sorry.
I'm a bard, though this
Her name's
is my
Lindsay.
first real adventure. So, shall we go teach this stag lord a lesson?
I'm Aiden. Pleased to meet you.
Likewise. Actually, I also wanted to ask you something.
Go
How
ahead.
do you feel about this Tartuccio fellow? I think he's pretty obnoxious personally. He appointed himself head of the team, and he's just after the Baron's crown, or whatever it is Barons wear. It doesn't matter.
The crown.
I think you should be team leader. When I first saw you, I couldn't help but think, now here's a real hero. Someone who'll be praised in poems and songs. This is the person I'll write my book about.
Wait, a book?
Damn, I should have led with that. Please, just let me explain. You know what the trouble with most heroes' biographies is? They're always written years later, based on the tales of, best case, people who saw things from the outside. Worst case, someone heard about it from their brother, who heard it from their friend, who heard it from their cousin, and so on, adding a new batch of lies each time. Every time I read about a heroic journey, I think to myself, why didn't they just bring a bard with them to write it all down properly?
Most likely because a bard wasn't available at the time.
And then I thought, I could be that bard. I just needed to find a suitable hero and volunteer to follow along on their glorious adventure. A great plan, huh? And here we are, with a heroic journey lying before us. Who's going to be the hero? Some dwarf who keeps muttering about how we'll all die? Or maybe that horrific scythe lady? Or, God's forbid, Tartuccio? No way.
Not a bad plan. It's settled then. I'll accomplish the feats, you write them down.
Deal. All right. I'm going to my room to write about tonight. See you in the morning.
I have 7 intelligence, so I'm sure this will go well. Do I care? No. I don't care. Alright, well. First of all, let me look at my abilities. Arcane weapon enhancement. Swift actions. First of all, it's been 1 pull from his arcane pool. As swift action, grant the weapon needs holding a +1 enhancement bonus for 1 minute. Okay, so that's an in combat thing. I can charge. I can cast Touch of Fatigue. And let's put this over here. Pure of heart, dumb of ass. Yes, that is the character I have built here. I've got my shield, which increases my AC as a standard action. I've got grease, which as a standard action produces grease. And I've got touch of fatigue, which is a standard action. I fatigue my opponents. Cool. I'm gonna be stabbing things, is what I'm learning.
All according to plan.
Which way am I going? I guess I'm going this way.
In due time.
The first world was akin to a first draft for the gods. All I got a chance to read.
Help! Help!
Lindsay bursts into your room. She looks scared. Her face is smeared with soot, and she holds a weapon in her hands. What's going on?
Mansion's under attack. We need to help. Some villains broke in and started
I like that
killing
I'm just
everyone.
standing here with my torch.
I barely made it.
Like I've just been holding it this whole time.
We have to help the guards fight off the attackers, or we'll all be cut down one by one.
Well, someone just died. Hi, I have a friend. Will there be saves coming? No. No saves coming. I am playing in turn-based mode, so... First. E. Second. Stab E. Walk right up and apply, apply sword to face.
A calculated risk.
Ah, man, you really suck, don't you? You haven't been able to hit me once.
This will hurt. Let's try this way.
Of course, I've only been dealing 1 damage to you, so... If he dies, he dies. Wow. Is my AC that high?
This should do it.
My AC is 18. Yeah, no, I guess I'm just fucking just annihilating this dude. Alright, loot the corpse. Studded leather. Chain shirt has a lower max dexterity, but my dexterity bonus is only +4 right now, so that actually did nothing to my overall AC, so just reduced my touch AC. Increased my flat-footed AC, though, so... Well, let's see what's going on outside. They've got someone. We have to help.
We will be victorious.
What happens if we get Tartuccio killed before we get to the part where he reveals exactly what kind of a bastard he is? Charge!
A calculated risk.
Oh, I missed.
This will hurt. Let's try.
You're just in time. A bit longer and I'd have been... Whew, I don't even want to think about it. Can you imagine what a terrible loss this would have been? But it's all right now. I'm safe, sound, and unscathed, ready to lead you to victory.
God, I wish I had been a little bit slower.
Lady Jamandi's holding the line in the banquet hall. You know, the one where she had us gathered before. We need to make our way to her. And along the way, we'll try to save some of these dummies who are supposed to accompany us to the Stolen Lands. Speaking of dummies, take this ring. Quiet now, so that little fool doesn't hear us. She might try to steal it herself. It's magical. It'll protect you. You'll need...
Actually, Tartusio, what I need is, your crossbow. And you know what? You can wear the ring if it's...
I can't use this.
Well, I mean, but it's magical, you say. Like, you seem like you could use it.
No, thank you.
Oh. Well, I guess I'll just put it in my pocket. Ah, there's a hole in my pocket. Shit. Oh well. Do do do. Do do do.
As it should be.
Do 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 do.
Our victory is certain.
Alright, I forgot to actually equip the crossbow. That's my turn. I equipped the crossbow.
Serves you right.
Can we retreat now? This was not supposed to happen.
Oh. Whoops. Oh no. The purple gnome died. Well, I guess he should have worn that ring I tried to give him.
This should do it.
Ow! That man exploded into his component parts.
A calculated risk.
Yes.
Ah! This will hurt.
Why am I missing?
Let's try this way.
There we go.
Yes.
Ow.
This should do it. calculated risk.
There we go. Health and death. Each character has a certain number of hit points. The character's hit point value drops to 0, they lose consciousness. After combat is over, the character will get up and be controlled again. I turned that off. A character's hit points value can drop into negative numbers. A character can survive some negative hit points, but if their amount becomes equal to their constitution score, the character dies. To resurrect them, you'll need a special spell. Oh no. Oh, Tartuccio, I'm so glad you're still alive.
Ready for anything?
There. There. There we go. Nope. No. No, no, no. Alright, we're all good. Do.
In due time.
Blood on this. Oh, gods. Everyone's dead. Oh, I shouldn't let all this money go to waste.
All according to plan.
Or this fish. Or this money.
It's the end for you rats!
In due time. Enemy approaching.
Tartuccio, you're so brave running out in front of everyone else. Do you guys want to be able to see this, like the chat box over here, or no? Do you care about the chat box, I guess is the question.
This will hurt.
Oh, it's you. Stay up from under my feet or I'll strike you down. Blood for Gorum!
Gorum, also known as our Lord in Iron, is a god of battle above all other pursuits.
Barbarians.
I think that's exactly how heroes should be.
What, stupid, sweaty, and always looking for something to gobble up or lop the head off of? Calistria, save me from such heroes.
Lystria, also known as the Savored Sting and the Unquenchable Fire, is the goddess of lust and revenge, who takes on many faces and guises.
That is not far.
I have a lot of daggers in my belt. They have a frost giant who just walked over their own guy. Oh, more loot for me. passage is blocked. You can't make it through this way. No. You're right, I guess.
As it should be.
Sometimes interacting with an object requires a skill check. A successful check may be needed for a variety of tasks. Unlocking a door, opening a chest, disabling a trap, moving a heavy object, etc., etc., etc. We have a dexterity skill check here.
No mistakes. It is finished. We will be victorious.
I succeeded.
Any last wishes?
Leave this one to me.
Let's try this way.
Again, I just reduced him to his component parts there.
This is where I step in.
He is not but a skeletal.
Time's not waiting. All according to plan. In
No,
due
we
time.
can't continue on, so we might as well open this door.
Anything else?
We're only
What
looking
have
for the
we
key.
here? This chest is full of gold. I guess it's for the guards' salaries, all things considered. Well, those freeloaders don't seem to have been working too hard for it. Maybe we should pocket it instead.
What? No, we're heroes, not thieves.
Who said we were stealing it? We'll just take the gold for safety so the assassins don't get it. And then we can heroically return it to Jamandi when this is all over.
Stealing from a sword lord in her own mansion. She'd have our heads.
How would she know it was us and not the assassins?
Don't drag me into this.
We're not taking the coin. I'm looking for a key and nothing else. Ah. There it is. Found the key.
Follow my lead.
Oh, familiar faces. I hope you're not so frightened as to swing at every shadow. It's me, Jathal. I don't recommend advancing down the hallway, assuming you value your life, of course. There were a few people with me, and you can see what happened to them.
And just how did they all end up dead while you don't seem to have a scratch?
She didn't advance down the hallway, clearly.
I'll answer but briefly and just once. Further scares and explanations will wait until we aren't being hunted by a group of assassins. Deal? All right. I'm undead. These traps are deadly to the living, but they're harmless to me.
Ah, so you're like a lich?
What do you mean undead? Really? Like zombies or skeletons or...
As I said, further explanations will wait until later. All you need to know right now is that we're on the same side, and we have to fight off a small army of hired assassins. Let's get to it.
Let's do. Here. You have a scythe. And chainmail. And you know what? You can have some potions too. Because even though you're undead, I bet you can heal.
I know what to do. That is not far.
Look here.
Anything is possible. Applause, please.
In due
I
time.
see something. I wrote it like I saw it. Applause, please. Would you look at that?
All according to plan.
What troubles you?
Bards are good at disarming traps.
Anything else?
As it should be.
You dallying for? I'm telling you, Jamandi's cache has to be here somewhere. Well, hurry it up. Stop! Someone's
Can you
coming.
make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
This should do it.
Serves you right.
A
Make
calculated
Purple walk into the trap. I should have done that. You're right.
You deserved it.
If I can get Tartuccio killed here, will he be less of an issue down the line?
Unworthy.
Focus on the goal. In due time.
And then our leader charged forwards. Hey, wait for me.
This will hurt.
Wow, I missed. What is Purple's con? I have no idea.
Just die already.
But he's walking to the front of the line. Why are you ignoring the very obvious enemy right in front of you?
Let's try this way.
Wretched things.
Any last wishes?
See, this is not supposed to happen.
Oh, I like getting Tartuccio killed.
This should do it.
Despicable.
This is where I step in.
How does Pathfinder handle unconscious death? So, you take... When you're knocked to 0, you go unconscious. If you take negative damage equal to your con... If you take negative... If you go negative hit points equal to your con, you die.
Advance.
Wow, we are just sucking at the whole shooting this guy thing.
This will hurt.
Everything is so much fun with a little fire. What a night, huh? I thought I was all alone. It's good you're here. A bit boring, chasing fool assassins without anyone watching the show.
It's not fun at all. Many people have died for nothing.
Just got the Pathfinder tweet? What do you mean, Mask of Blackness? I like that I've already it's already indicated that I passed this check, which is why I can say this. You sound like a Kelishite. Am I right?
Of course. I'm from Kadira.
Westernmost
But
satrapy of the Padish
Padish
Empire of Kalish.
can wait until the fighting's finished. But if you'd like to share a dinner and pleasant conversation, just say the word. I like making new friends.
There are assassins on the prowl. We have to
I don't
go.
know where you're heading, but I'll be at the entrance to the main hall. I think I saw some guards there. Join me there, if you wish.
Oh, I see. Oh, Tartusio, why are you still alive? He's got a +3 con mod, and he's got a 16 con, so he has to hit negative 16 hit points to die.
Ready for anything.
Grotus, I can sense your silhouette hovering over me. It won't be much longer. Soon we shall meet, O Lord of Oblivion.
Grotus is the god of the end times, a sentient and cruel moonlet that looks down upon the boneyard and waits for the last living soul to die. When Pharasma judges the last soul, the last living body, and the last of the to the last living body dies. Sorry, when Pharasma judges the last soul after the last living body dies on the material plane, Grotus will descend to the boneyard and move on the material plane to clean up and pack the dust away for another reality. No one really knows what Grotus is going to do once the last soul is judged, but it is generally accepted that it will not be pleasant. Aren't you being a bit premature? Look at yourself. You've barely got a scratch.
Who would know better than I the severity of my own wounds? I can feel the last drops of vital force leaving me.
Well, one of the dwarves healing potions into his mouth. This should help.
Too late. Forgive me. Oblivion is calling.
What's wrong?
I knew this expedition. I can't hear you.
Up, you faker! Just look at him. Dying, he says. What a buffoon. Come on, get up now, or I'll tap dance on your corpse.
It seems I will live. I suppose I must postpone meeting my god. Not for long, I'm sure. But while we remain in this transient world, Arim is at your service.
I hate Harem. He's the most annoying. He's one, like, next to Tartusio, he's one of the most annoying NPCs.
my lord.
You, run and get an axe. You, bring more water. You, stay here and hold our defense. Those assassins are still around here somewhere. Aha! Some of our guests survived. Good. You need to get to the banquet hall and help Lady Jamandi.
Do you need help putting out that fire?
No, we'll manage. I've got my best people here. Those who still live. Your place is by Lady Aldori's side.
It doesn't seem right. What if some of the guards are wounded? We need to help them.
What's going on here?
Open the gate. Let in a group of assassins in the middle of the night. Now they've set the mansion on fire to cut off access to the hall. They don't want Lady Jamande to get reinforcements. We cleared the passage so you can get through. Just try to avoid inhaling the smoke. We'll be right behind you. We just need to put out the fire first to save the mansion.
Considering Lady Jamandi's fate, I'm not surprised that a whole pack of assassins were unleashed on her, including a giant. But what's at stake? What could anyone hope to gain?
I'll go immediately.
Fire doesn't frighten me, thanks to hell's blood running in my veins. I'll go ahead and wait for you on the other side. Catch up!
The plane of hell is the ultimate expression of evil order in the great beyond, of the weak subjugated to serve the strong, of complete obedience and unquestioning faith. Tortures are not willful and random like the torments of the abyss, or purely sadistic and spiteful like those of Abaddon. Evil and obedience here are honed to a razor's edge in service of a greater purpose, that of bending the will of souls and the very architecture of creation itself to the greater glory of the Lord, of the Lord Asmodeus and his perfect order. Divided into 9 distinct layers, each ruled by an archdevil and loyal to Asmodeus, hell is the home of myriad devils and other evil outsiders, and sadly, the final destination for countless mortal souls. There's a lot of overlap in Pathfinder's, like divine hierarchy, particularly when it comes to the 9 hells and the abyss.
May Abadar keep you safe.
Abadar, the god of cities, laws, merchants, and wealth. Like their goodly cosmology is distinct, but their evil cosmology is largely the same. And so our adventure started, earlier and much more tragic than we expected. The whole team who'd gathered in the hall yesterday had been reduced to but a handful of brave souls, led by Aiden, and not at all by the scoundrel Tartusio, no matter how much he might have imagined himself. Jamandi Aldori was waiting for us, but to get to her we had to march through fire. Literally, as we approached the burning building, we drenched ourselves with buckets of water. Prudence is the key to victory. Before moving through the fire, we thoroughly wet our clothes and hair. After that, we covered our noses and mouths before we rushed inside. It was a good thing we hadn't wasted any time. After entering the building and taking just a few steps forward, the wall behind us slanted and crashed down with a terrible crackling sound. Oh yeah, they're not allowed to call it a planescape. It's basically, but they basically have the whole Great Ring thing going on. Yeah. While we may not have planned on going back, if we'd come in a little later, the flaming logs and red-hot bricks would have fallen right on our heads. Regardless, we were left with only one way to go. The hot air burned our lungs and our eyes watered from the smoke, but Aiden led us stubbornly through the flames, while Tartusio did nothing useful at all. We've made it to the hallway leading to the banquet hall when we heard someone calling for us. It was Valerie, one of the guards I chatted with a bit in the banquet hall. Even then, in that calm setting, I'd been stunned by her beauty, but now, amidst the smoke and flame, she looked like a celestial avenger, an armored deity, menacing but beautiful and merciful. Lindsay is a raging lesbian. Descending from the higher spheres to help us poor mortals. She held a burned, barely living guard in her arms. There are 2 more, she shouted as she passed by us. They are wounded. Help me pull them out. Tartusio grumbled something about how Jamandi was waiting for us. Meanwhile, Aiden rushed to save the guards from the fire. I succeeded. Saving the poor fellows didn't take long. Together we lifted them up and carried them away from the fire. Only then did Valerie pause to catch her breath and wipe the sweat from her face. Thank you. That was truly noble of you, she said. And now let us rush to Lady Aldori's aid. Here the guards we rescued were relatively safe. We made our way to the hall, but the battle was already in full swing. Gained 9 experience. Yeah, Lindsay is definitely a lesbian.
All according to plan.
Nope, don't care. Don't care. Leave. That ring fell out of my pocket. It's like the one ring that way. It always finds the hole.
Who will prevail? Does it matter?
Yeah, she is giving that frost giant what for? To cover.
Let's try.
Wow, I missed. Oh, they're so tightly clumped together. I should have cast grease. I didn't think about it. No, now they're moving. Ow. Alright, Tartushio, make yourself useful.
This was not supposed to happen.
I keep forgetting that if you cast a spell next to somebody, they'll get an attack of opportunity. Well. Wow, you have no heal spells prepared. Also, apparently I had moved slightly into my dash range. Well, this has started off very well. I'm down. Tartushio's down. Hey, the frost giant's dead at least. And I have no more cure wound spells. Oh wait, I have a scroll of cure moderate wounds. Get up. I'm gonna stand up.
This should do it.
I'm gonna switch to. I'm gonna. Let's cast Grease.
Let us strike as one.
Well, I was worried about healing enemies with this spell, but since nobody hit anybody, it doesn't matter. I.
Wretched things.
Yes.
A calculated risk.
Be a potion.
Calm down. Not dead yet.
That. Turn off defensive fighting. Hit him. Thank you. Hit him. Thank you. That.
This will
Shoot
hurt.
that. Damn it. His AC is 7. I keep rolling shit. Or I have to roll a 7 to hit him, but I keep rolling so low. Now. Now you will successfully cast this spell, hopefully. Hey, look, there's our barbarian, finally.
Onwards.
How this fight is taking so long, the music died.
Your life ebbs low.
go. I don't have to do that. Do that.
Serves you right.
Let's try this way.
We're halfway through the stream and still in the tutorial? Yeah. It happens. The barbarian fell to the grease.
Stay behind me.
Sorry, everyone's falling to the grease. Admiral Mamo's raiding. Welcome, raiders.
What a waste.
RM also fell to the grease. Where? So that's where Zvanki is. Where's the lady that was in there fighting with the frost giant? Did she just disappear?
Advance.
I mean, yeah, I'm definitely not complaining about him falling to the grease.
You deserved it.
This should do it.
There we go. Now I'm actually hitting with my crossbow. Oh, there she is.
Unworthy.
He exploded. And then she fell. This is a whole series of pratfalls going on right over there in that puddle of grease. Can I make the puddle of grease go away? I don't think I can. What am I the person that caused me fear is dead. What am I afraid of? Let's go around. Yeah, I'm finding a path around the grease. Grease that I made.
Any last wishes?
Hey, finally.
Leave this one to me.
Collect all of the stuff.
In due time.
Talk to Jamal.
Thank you for your valor and bravery. The enemy was strong, but you were stronger. And that means I made the right choice.
The enemy was strong. Cut back to the pratfalls of everyone slipping and falling in the grease.
I'm grateful to them for the courage and common sense they showed while defending the mansion. But this attack means we have even less time than I thought. Someone already knows of our plans and is acting against us. You'll begin your expedition immediately.
Tartusio spent most of the fight on his ass, on his face. I don't know what you're talking about, him being a worthy leader.
Lady Aldori, please, I know who arranged this attack. The vile king of Pitax, Iroveti. What's more, I know who among us works for him. Hey, you! Show everyone the ring you're wearing. You think I wouldn't recognize Iroveti's seal? That's why he wasn't killed. The bandits recognized him as one of their own by this signet ring.
What ring? What are you talking about?
Lady Aldori, I saw it with my own eyes. The ring must be in his pocket. Search him and I'm sure...
Enough, Tartuccio. I'm still the one giving orders here. We won't be searching anyone. There's definitely a spy among us. But who? All I have is one word against another. I'm afraid you're both under suspicion.
He accused me of being a spy with evidence that didn't exist. How is that a confusion?
They both came to your aid, Lady Jamandi. But a liar's cunning knows no bounds. I've never met these two or their companions. For all I know, they're all conspiring spies.
He pointed, like, nobody said anything about spies, and then Tartusio said, there's a spy among us, and it's him! See, look at the ring on his finger! And then I held up my hand, and there was no ring on my finger. And I'm suspicious?
How could you say that? We fought together. We literally went through fire together. And then you vanished into thin air. After you promised you'd wait.
My words might be rash.
I bet my life despise anyone but this man. I saw how he dealt with those creeps with my own eyes. A true warrior. I'd go with him through hell and high water. This purple crook, on the other hand, he's got the eyes of a spy and the mug of a spy.
Amiri is far more intelligent than Jamadi.
Lady Aldori, don't listen to this thick-headed barbarian. She doesn't know what she's talking about. During the attack, our leader showed his true colors. He forced us to break into the armory and rob it.
I literally took nothing but a key.
Considering the circumstances, that was more than reasonable.
That was a sound decision. Sometimes one must act at one's own risk and peril until crossing the boundaries of what is allowed. Showing initiative is no crime.
It is insane when faced with death to stop and question whether you may be breaking some law or rule. Even more insane would be to ask forgiveness for making the right decision. Sorry, but your words display a lack of wisdom.
Asking forgiveness for making a decision A, I didn't make, but B, in the house of the person who is currently residing over me in judgment? I feel like the one who lacks wisdom here is you, Harem. Of course, you are also the one who is laying on the ground pretending to be dying in the middle of a fight, so...
What about that trick he pulled right before we came in here? He knew very well you were fighting the enemy, but instead of rushing to help you, he dallied as long as he could, dropping everything to save people from the fire, even though the guards were handling things just fine. He was obviously hoping to show up too late and find you already dead.
Your argument is that I'm a bad person because I saved people.
Really, Tartuccio? You're seriously trying to blame someone for saving people from a fire?
How are you still confused about who the spy is?
May Shellen spare me from ever having to make such a choice, but he behaved decently as a true leader.
A true leader is someone who has their priorities straight, not someone who would put a valuable ally's life in danger for the sake of some servant.
She was single-handedly fighting off a frost giant without breaking a sweat. Her life was never in danger.
Enough squabbling. I'm still not sure which of you I can trust. However,
How?
entrusting the whole affair to a spy is too great. Here's what we'll do. 2 teams will head out. That way, I'll know at least one group can be counted on to serve my interests in the stolen lands.
That's literally the dumbest decision you could possibly make. Tartuccio is basically holding a sign that says, I'm an evil spy. And you're going, I don't know. I don't know who I could trust. Even you yourself pointed out that it was suspicious as fuck for him to point fingers at someone for saving lives.
Lady Aldori, most of those who were to set off for the stolen lands have been killed. Those who yet live will require help. Please allow me.
This is one of those stupid plots where the only way the plot moves forward is if everyone in the plot is stupid.
I'm sad to lose such a talented warrior. But you're right, Valerie. They have greater need of you right now. Go, and may Abadar keep you. Which of the 2 teams would you prefer to accompany?
If my leader allows, I would join his team. He seems a worthy commander in my eyes.
Commanders, military leaders, all these laws and rules are but dust and vanity. I suppose I will accompany Tartuccio.
Cool, I'll kill you later.
Our leader is good in battle, but I don't like all the spiritual agonizing. I prefer those who can act without wasting time helping every little pipsqueak. Those like Tartuccio.
The useless one. Cool, alright.
Tartuccio's going to take the credit for himself and be done with it. Shellen, spare me from such allies. I'm going with you. You're a hero worthy of my quill.
As for me, I know neither of these 2. At least not well enough. And I have no wish to become an unwitting pawn to an unworthy leader. If Lady Jamandi allows, I'll remain in Restov and help mend the wounds this attack is inflicting.
I don't even know why you're talking then.
Who knows? The road may bring me to the stolen lands, but not yet.
I don't even need to think. I'm coming with this man. As for you, Purple Toad, just wait until we meet along the way. I'll be sure to hang your rotten spy guts from the trees.
She has priorities.
All right, we have 2 teams. To avoid unnecessary conflict on the road, you'll each take a different route to the stolen lands. Tartuccio's team will go through Navakta's crossing. The garrison commandant will provide him all the help he needs. You will take your team to Oleg Levitin's trading post. He's been complaining about the Stag Lord's bandits for a while now. There, you'll be provided with all the necessary travel supplies. I'd like to believe you, but I know all too well how convincing traitors and spies can be. If you're truly innocent, I hope you can forgive me this precaution.
I don't... it's not a... You're just an idiot.
While you're away, Keston will investigate the night's events and learn who in Restov is working for Patox. But you should know that it isn't just Patox we need to worry about. The royal house of Sertova may also interfere in our plans. I've managed to keep this affair a secret from them so far, but that can't last long. By my estimations, you have no more than 3 months. After that, any feats you accomplish will be pointless. And now, farewell. This battle was but the first ordeal along your path, and you overcame it as true champions of Restov. May the obstacles that follow also fall to your feet. Fear nothing, my friends, and return victorious.
Valerie, A reliable comrade in battle, proud Valerie rejected her destiny as a paladin of Shaylin, instead leaving the Order behind to find her own way in life. Her loyalty to our cause is only matched by her...
Surviving a terrible night, our small team set off to brave our fate. Beware, Stolen Lands. Heroes are on the way.
Well, before we get on the way, that's where we're going to take our break. If you're watching on Twitch, please stay tuned for these commercial messages. And remember, my break is your break. So get up, stretch your legs, move around, use the bathroom, do whatever you need to do. And we'll be back in just a few minutes. And we're back. All right. Riding a terrible night, our small team set off to brave our fate. Beware, Stolen Land. Heroes are on the way. We are apparently encumbered. Well, what's the heaviest thing that we can get rid of that doesn't matter? Heroes on the way. They also just got a world map, so they'll definitely get sidetracked. Yeah, absolutely. That's how that works. We need to lose 56 pounds. But I still want to sell all these. Ginormous sword is a large bastard sword. That have to be the armor, isn't it? And technically, our camping supplies are the heaviest things, but we don't want to lose those. I mean, well, we'll get lighter as we go, because eventually we have to camp, right? First, let's camp.
You practice so much, and always by yourself. Aren't you tired of doing the same lunges over and over again? How about we work together?
Fine, why not? But it won't replace my practice. For me, the most important asset in battle is discipline, self-control, and iron will.
Well, at least we are, healed. Random encounter. What are we randomly encountering? Wolves! Responding to a message. All right. Who's going first? Valerie. Charge! And miss. Thank you, Valerie. Your contributions, as always, are stellar. Meanwhile, Amiri just fucking wrecked them.
A calculated risk.
This is where I step in.
Let us strike as one! Tear them apart!
Cannot travel. Your inventory's weight is too great. Wait, but I could travel a minute ago. Oleg has a bag of holding for sale. Yeah, I just have to get to Oleg first. I don't want to sell anything. I don't want to drop anything. Well, let's drop the things that are only that we'll drop the things that only sell for 1 gold. That was only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 gold that we just lost. Which I know is not a lot, but in a tabletop RPG game, 12 gold is still a lot of gold.
I'm hungry. When we stop? You fight good, but you're boring. A block, a lunge, all with a shield in your hand. Where's the fun in that? Just imagine, hit one in the ear, the other in the jaw, and punch the third one so hard he sees above the clouds.
If it weren't for my shield, the whole party would spend all we have on healing potions. You like cracking skulls, and I'm perfectly content with that. But you'd better let me watch your back. It'll be a lot safer for you.
Oleg's trading post. Enter the location. Oleg, I need to come sell you a bunch of stuff.
Done with waiting.
As it should be.
In the name of the Stag Lord, the lawful authority in the stolen lands, we demand this week's tax and some beer. Where's that pretty wife of yours, Oleg? She should serve us dinner. Quiet down, dimwit. They all have the same voice. I don't give a shit. Oleg, we're just here for the Stag Lord's tax. Hand over the money and we'll be on our way. You want to drink some of my blood, too? I'm sick of you. You're like locusts. You think you control everything around here just because you put up that painted rag of yours? You come here, squeeze us dry, and come again. Oleg, a large man with a rough face, stops talking when he notices you. Ah, you must be the guest from Restov. I'm not interested in bloodshed, but I won't let you rob this man. Get on your way, and I'll let you go in peace. Oh, Cressel, the woman. Still sounds like this. I don't give a shit. All right, we'll leave, but what makes you think we won't just return in greater numbers? Why would we leave when we've got easy pickings from Restov before us? We'll rip out your guts and empty your pockets. I warned you.
Victory is certain.
Fall down. Oh, God damn it, Valerie. Learn how to walk.
This will hurt.
Serves you right.
not falter. Onwards!
I am prepared.
Leveled up. Alright, so for my second level, look back at my build here. For my second level, we're going with Monk. Scaled Fist. And this is the only multi-class level that we take for this build, is one level of Monk. Ability. Persuasion. Throw some athletics in there too. Take crane style. Which means we only take a -2 penalty on attack rolls for fighting defensively, and while using the style and fighting defensively, I gain an additional +1 dodge bonus to my armor class. Nice. Later. Yeah, I don't care about her, so whatever. Weapon focus, sword. Lindsay, Bard. Give Lindsay the Canny Observer. And, one monster. Because apparently summoning in this game is very good. I don't know about you either.
Time's not waiting.
Girl got away, plague on her. She's certain to claim the side, lord, collect taxes, da da da. Oleg, I'd like to see your goods. Don't ask questions, just let me see your goods. Keep 2 daggers. I will keep 1 longsword. I will keep the great axe. I will keep 1 bow. Now, what do you have? Think anything that you have that I need at the moment or can afford? Deal. Okay. Oh, I should strip these people of all their belongings. Let's get to the point. You say the bandits are going to attack again. Who are they and when will they arrive? Who are they? They're the Staglord's gang, that's who. These lands teem with bandits like bedbugs in a beggar's hut. And you just stirred them up. They have a camp not far from here. I expect they'll return in full force in half a day, maybe less. The Staglord won't take an insult like this lightly, and his henchmen are more like demons than men. Nothing to fear, I'll help you deal with the attack. Alchemist fire. You put it by the gate, light it off with a burning arrow when those bandits are nearby. I'm gonna look around. Alright.
That is not far.
We're not gonna be able to hire mercenaries until after we deal with the bandits, I guess.
In due time.
Don't need any potatoes. Use traps to help catch bandits.
All according to plan.
Build tar near the trading post entrance to help slow the bandits.
Follow my lead. In due time.
Is that a better crossbow than what I'm using now? Yes, it's a heavy crossbow.
That is not far.
Anything else? Alchemist fire. Say he had more alchemist fire. I only got the one bottle.
As it should be.
Maybe he was expecting me to buy it.
All according to plan.
Maybe Boken has some. Boken! You should help find the bandits. Want an old man like me to fight? Here, take this potion. Consider this my help in your fight. Bandits here, the bandits here bother you as much as Svetlana and Oleg, maybe more. Help us get rid of them for good. Alright, I'll show these troublemakers. They'll learn better than to chase an old man around. Someone might even end up writing verses about me, maybe even heroic ones. Talk later. Oleg! I'm prepared for the attack. Alright. Let's kill some bandits. he did have some alchemist fire. Got tar. How about we mix in a little grease? I like just watching them just fucking eat dirt, eat shit whenever they step into the grease field. Oleg, stop letting them shoot you.
Let's try this way.
I rolled a 5 when I needed to roll a 6. Wow, really?
Yes.
This should do it.
Really nice if I could hit anything.
Bring it!
You deserved it.
Well, my summoned dog didn't get to do anything. Oleg is breathing heavily, but he shakes his fists in the air menacingly. You rats got what you deserved. Now they'll know better than to treat honest people like cattle. And our Boken that here taught them a thing or two as well. Now, my lord, head up to the guest rooms on the second floor. You deserve some rest after such a battle. I need to clean things up. And this is for your efforts. Now, don't offend me by trying to turn it down. Just take it. An honest fight deserves an honest reward. And if that were more common practice in this world, I think life would be so much better. I'm not gonna look a money horse in the mouth. It's Svetlana. We won. Cool. Talk tomorrow? Talk tomorrow. That fight went much quicker than the fight over at the
Follow my lead.
At the other place. Wake up from a nasty dream that tortured you almost all night long. In it you saw a wall of unnaturally thick fog that surrounded you, slowly moving closer and closer. A quick look out the window, and you find out that the fog was not a figment of your imagination, but a dream. And then...
Hear me. Please hear me. Can you hear me? Please.
A half-transparent outline of a beautiful nymph appears before you. Even in this ghostly form, it is clear that she is exhausted. Her shoulders are slouched, and her large blue eyes burn within her pale face. Her voice is barely more than a whisper as she reaches towards you. It seems that only you can see or hear the nymph. Who are you?
Who am I? Just a tear shed by the land itself. The bitter sigh of nature. I am a nymph, the guardian of this area. A defeated guardian. Call me the guardian of the bloom, if you wish.
And what do you want from me?
Aid. Salvation. We have a common enemy, and long have I searched for someone who can defeat him. The one you call the Stag Lord. As a storm strikes ruthlessly with gusts and lightning, the Stag Lord wreaks havoc with the swords of his servants. And not just in the world of people. The land also suffers from the evil he brings. My forests and my flowers suffocate in this fog. Soon even I will vanish, as the last ray of light fades at dusk.
Stag Lord is responsible for the fog?
Yes. It hides his fortress as well as his dark deeds. But while responsible, he did not create this affliction. It is the work of a powerful druid who has betrayed even himself. I know not why the powers did not leave this renegade, but even I was unable to defeat him.
How can I help you?
This fog, it enshrouds, entangles, suffocates. If only I could learn how it was created. But my powers wane. I have barely the strength to call out to you. All I know for certain is that somewhere in this forest lies an old house, and it echoes with the remnants of a strange power. The Stag Lord and his druid were there. The fog hides this place from me, but I can point you to the bandits' camp near the Thornford. Make them tell you where this place is. Go there and listen to the echo, catch the whispers, search for anything that can tell you how the fog was created. Once the fog clears, nature will breathe again, and you will be able to easily find your way to the fortress of our mutual enemy.
All right, I understand. Farewell.
I don't believe in fate, stranger, but our meeting seems more than a coincidence.
Nymph's whisper fades as she disappears. I'm awake. Safe location. There are no threats in this location. This is sort of a headquarters where you can prepare your party for a new expedition. In this location's companions don't follow you around and will go about their own business. You can speak with them freely to get to know them better. Once you exit this location, return to the global map, you'll be able to choose the companions you wish to take with you. Leave the others here. Whenever you meet a new companion, but don't want to include them in your party right away, the companion will travel to this location on their own. Honorial Eight Eyes. The elf looks straight at you through the tangled hair falling over her face. Hey, you're an adventurer, right? Seeking your fortune in the stolen lands? You aren't the only one of your kind here. Take my advice. Keep your eyes open and watch your back. Sometimes the ones who call themselves your friends are more dangerous than your enemies. Judging by the elf's voice, it's obvious that she started the day with a jug of wine. Who are you? The elf grunts. Honorial Eight Eyes. Once upon a time I was famous throughout Absalom. Honorial Eight Eyes of the Reckless Six. Well, glory passes quickly. A few miserable decades later, and no one recognizes you on the street anymore. What a shame. A famous Pathfinder? Here in the middle of nowhere? Why? You want to know how one could exchange the life of a Pathfinder for this sorry drunken rat hole? The light in Honorial's eyes goes out as if someone had blown out a candle. You lose all your friends because of one scumbag, and then you understand. Or you lose all your friends because of one scumbag, and then you'll understand. I was the only one to return from the final campaign of the Reckless Six, and whatever is left of me can't be called a seeker anymore. Here's the story. Our leader, Vermelt, was the best of us. Wise, brave, friends with everyone. One of those friends, Adavon Adjacent, sent him a disturbing letter. He'd stumbled upon mention of some ancient books on the art of necromancy. Secrets that, like those, are best left hidden forever. Trust me, I've seen what that kind of magic can do. To make a long story short, those volumes were supposedly hidden in the catacombs of Gallowspire. We decided that the books should be retrieved and kept safe by the society. We gathered in a tavern, discussed the expedition, then proceeded to Ustalov. It was a normal mission, a quick and quiet recovery. But everything turned out to be much more complicated. We barely made it through the Witchgate Forest. All those terrible living trees, undead druids, and their arches of bone. It was a miracle we managed to make it out alive. We'd chosen Wren Church to stop at. It was marked on Vermelt's map as a safe enough haven to hole up in and lick our wounds. I wish they had been true. Vermelt was the first to perish. He was attacked by one of the monsters hiding in the stables. It tossed him about like a feather and threw him down an ancient well. His shout echoed for a long time, and I didn't hear the sound of him landing. And then... Enough, I should have gotten into this. Who am I to stir up others' feelings with all my chatter? We better forget about it now. Maybe I'll tell you more about it some other time, but not today. What are you doing here? I sit here waiting for adventurers who are in need of help. I may be sitting here in a backwoods tavern, but in Absalom I have a lot of friends who are eager to make a few coins. They have brave hearts but shallow pockets. A little gold would be a welcome change for them. I can send them a message, and they will come from Absalom through a portal. If you're interested, just give me a sign, and we'll arrange everything right away. So this is how we get our mercenaries. I need loyal and experienced fighters. This will cost you 2,000 gold pieces. I don't have enough money right now. Well, I can't afford mercenaries. Oh well. I have to go. Good day. What did you want to ask of me? It's a very personal question, maybe not important enough for your time. I'll completely understand if you say no, but the first time the Stagler's thugs came here demanding money, they also took my wedding ring. Just tore it off my hand. It's just a trinket, really, but it meant so much to me. I remember every moment of the day Oleg came to me, that ring in hand, to ask if I'd marry him. I was staying in a fancy dress on the stairs of my father's home, fearing that I'd misheard something, or that I'd say something stupid and everyone around would laugh. If you happen to find my ring among the band's possession, please bring it back to me. It's easy to recognize. My name is engraved inside the band. There is one more thing. Among the bandits is a dark-haired woman who wields dual axes. She's not bad in a fight. In fact, she can be extremely dangerous and cruel, but please, I beg of you, show her mercy if you have a chance. I'd be happy to help. I have to go farewell.
Focus on the goal.
Oleg. Show me your wares, Oleg. Ooh, I have a cloak of resistance. Where I got it, but it's here. Also got a composite longbow, which is better. Rope will probably be useful later on. I'm halfway to being able to afford an mercenary. Resistance. Have nothing useful at the moment.
That is not far.
Lindsay. I have to go.
In due time. All according to plan.
Accept. All right, let's go into the stolen land. Already, we're at a crossroads. I do like how the Pathfinders pathfinding is represented in this game. I like you don't really see the path until you've traveled it, kind of. A jittery old man in squalid clothing shuffles up to you. His gray hair is unkempt, and he continually clutches and unclenches his wrinkled, freckled hand. When he stops and looks up at you, his eyes widen and he tugs at his beard. Strange weather, invisible fog creeping out of the woods. Soars behind the sky, obscures the sun and moon. Rain. The old man shakes his head, his eyes shifting about, seemingly at random. I don't like this old man. Looks like the kind who can cast the evil eye. Who are you? The old man freezes for a moment. Remus! Well, that won't help with the fog. What are you doing here? I do nothing. Breathe. Walk. Observe. The fog looks visible enough to me. I see more than ever. I've never seen so much before. But someone must look, and no one else can. Invisible fog. Does that mean you can't find? Does that mean you can find your way through it? The fog is wrong. It hinders your legs, not your sight. I wish not to try. I should probably go. You hasten. You should. Your rival wastes no time. He races, but in another direction. He searches for power. He'll find it. I just do what I have to. I don't care about rivals. Bold dog barks loud, while cunning one readies to bite. Cunning, short but stubborn. He is now in an ancient tomb that lies south of the trading post, searching for the great power that once gave joy and now brings only death. Don't want my nonsense? Then you'll hear sobs and screams. Once stolen, the land should be reclaimed. Once reclaimed, bound with the claimer shall it be. Bound, merged, joined by unbreakable ties. Claiming the land, claiming its pain, claiming its death. The ancient tomb has been revealed. Well, I guess we're gonna have to go kill Tartuccio. I'm Lindsay, the author of the book you, my dear reader, hold in your hands. I want to study at the Academy of the Arts in Pitax, but... Ancient Tomb. Now, do we want to enter this location, or do we want to go look somewhere else? Well, we don't have any better leads. May as well have a scrap.
Ready for anything? As it should be.
A gnome in gaudy purple garb seizes your attention. Of course, the scoundrel Tartuccio, who you knew from your time in Restov. The vile gnome is standing on a small hill, expressing his discontentment in every way he can muster.
Let me guess, you're still dawdling. Should I make some tea in the meantime? Bake a pie, perhaps? Plant a small garden and harvest some cherries? Perhaps you'd be more comfortable wearing fool's caps and colored trousers. Then at least I'd be able to sell tickets. Come one, come all! Feast your eyes upon the slowest and the most ridiculous buffoons in Golorian.
Golorian's the name of the planet.
Why hurry? The same end awaits us all.
Hold your tongue, gnome. I can hardly tell your twaddle from the buzzing of a fly.
Quickly now. If we don't find that artifact soon, someone else might seize it. Someone who's standing over there watching you right now, you fools!
Jathal, isn't Tartuccio's arrogance long past which you can suffer? I can find far better use for a companion such as you. Or, get to the point, Tartuccio. I know you're looking for an artifact and you're planning to use it against me.
Whatever did I do to deserve someone like you? Here, you fools, drop your shovels. We're leaving. The rest of you, cover my retreat.
Be victorious! Calculated risk.
Any last wishes?
Ow.
This will hurt.
Tear them apart!
Yes.
Really? How do you miss?
Let's try this way.
How do you miss? Got all the buffs in the world.
They go down!
This is where I step in.
Stay behind me! Let us strike as one!
Alright, mage is dead. Let's stunning punch this guy.
Do it.
Damn it, he saved.
Yes.
Or? All seem very interested in killing Aiden, so might as well keep Aiden alive.
Do not falter!
Ed.
A calculated. This was not part of the plan.
Ow. I keep forgetting that they get that in Pathfinder you get attacks of opportunity for someone attacking you in melee with a ranged weapon.
Bring it!
Serves you right.
Onwards!
No mistakes.
Resting would be nice, don't you think?
I do think.
In due time.
But first, I need to acquire. Can't hunt. Can't cook here. There we go. In resting.
You know, sometimes I try to imagine what it's like to be like you. A knight in shining armor and the Queen of Hearts, all rolled into one. Your life is like a novel.
From a distance, it looks like a blessing, does it not?
Can you make an epic pose? I need inspiration.
Damn, camouflage failed.
This won't kill me.
This was not part
God
of
damn
the
it.
plan.
Didn't get to his turn so he could heal.
Stay behind me. Let us strike as one.
You deserved it.
Wow, these guys are really hard to hit.
Bring it!
Do not falter.
May I suggest another way to use this spell? Any last wishes?
Tear them apart! They go down!
Stay behind me!
This is where I step in.
It's like we're just sitting here missing over and over again at each other.
Serves you right.
Do not falter!
May I suggest another way to use this spell? You deserved it.
Bring it!
God, where's... You're sucking, I guess. This fight's taking a while, not because these guys are particularly difficult to fight, but because we're just missing constantly.
Tear them apart! Stay behind me!
Any last wishes?
They go down! Let us strike as one!
Finally, I hit it.
Do not falter!
This is where I step in.
Bring it! Onwards!
Serves you right.
Tear them apart!
I just turn on... I'm gonna turn on AI.
Stay behind me! Let us strike as one!
You deserved it.
They go down!
Finally.
I am yours
What
to
troubles
command.
you?
I know what to do.
Right.
Time's not waiting.
Heal me a bit more. And try to rest again. Finish resting. Alright. Finish resting. Take their shit. +1 long. Put that on for now, because I'll use it later, but I'm not going to use it. I like that the your additional weapon sets are like on your modeled on your person. Like you can see my rapier there and my longsword there and the crossbow there, and like no matter what weapon I'm using, you can still see all of them. That's a neat little design thing.
I am prepared.
Let's go after Tartushio.
Interesting. That is not far.
I see something.
What a find.
And Lindsay was called forth. Applause, please.
What did we find there? Found an artificial flower. Shield. Silver inkwell. A garnet ring. Or maybe we already had the ring, but nothing spectacular it looks like. Oh wait, no. Bell. That's a silver bell. All right. Nothing spectacular there. How sweet, the first breath of fresh air after the stale, damp stiffness of that tomb. The forest stretched an unending heath, replete with hills and gullies, and patches of low shrubs. Already the trail of Tartushio and his companions had gone cold. But we would not give up so easily. Whether the trail went cold or not, it was one we had to follow. No blade of grass was bent. It must have been enough time to straighten back up since whoever last passed through. But the heath's dry earth preserved the prints of little shoes. Our eyes to the ground, we followed the trail. We walked and walked until we finally came to a huge gully, the dried-up bed of a river of yore. What is this? At the edge, the grass was trampled down, the soil turned up, and claw prints, lots of them. We'd stumbled upon a fresh battlefield. And here the trail split. One set of footprints walked away from the battle and down to the gully. The brave footprints that faced their enemies followed the path. That faced down their enemies followed the path along its edge. We tried to imagine who or what left those claw marks, and failed. Carefully studied the trail that led down into the gully, because Tartushio is a coward and will always run away. And here the trail split. One set of footprints walked away from the battle. To our surprise, we discovered the little shoe prints turned into little clawed footprints on their way to the gully. It was as if someone from Tartushio's band was wearing shoes and then either took them off or grew claws, then jumped into the gully to avoid the battle. We stood a while in thought, then followed a single set of footprints down to the gully. The way down was steep, and it took some time to reach the bottom. Walking on loose soil was difficult, but the clawed footsteps were easy to spot. The bottom of the gully went downhill, deeper and deeper. Finally, the footprints turned, whirled up the steep slope, and disappeared at the gully's edge. We couldn't but admire the animal agility and clever claws of the creature that we were following. The slope before us was as tall as two men, and ended at a hanging crest. Climbing such a slope would be no easier than climbing a sheer wall. However, a long, stay-looking root stuck out from the ground. From the top. There was one brave hero among us who decided to try his luck and climb the root. Me. I succeeded. After tugging on the root, Aiden took a deep breath, grabbed it with both hands, and began the difficult ascent. Pushing with his feet against the slope and grabbing the root with both of his hands, he climbed higher and higher. Only his heavy breathing and the faint creaking of the root broke the deadly silence. Suddenly, dust poured from the top of the slope, and the root began to slide from the ground. Keeping his wits, Aiden shifted his weight to his legs and froze. After a tense moment, he continued his journey and soon had reached the top of the slope. After catching his breath, he lay on the ground and offered his hand to help the next of us up. After climbing out of the gully, one by one, we easily found the clawed footprints again and moved forward. The air grew tense. We sensed that we were approaching our target, and our intuition proved correct.
Follow my lead.
Listen to me. A dragon, huge, sparkling, flew down to me from the sky and told me a secret. A great relic that will win the kobold's glory is hidden somewhere nearby. Enough of this pitiful existence. Search for it. Search and bring it to me.
Their leader speaks in a suspiciously familiar voice of the gnome Tartusio. Stop deceiving these poor reptiles, Tartusio.
Who is there? How? Here, you fools. I mean tribesmen. Don't listen to his lies. I shall bring you to glory. Just help me find the relic.
And then our leader charged forwards. Hey, wait for me!
This will hurt.
Any last wishes?
Do not falter!
Let's try this one.
This is where I step in.
Focus on the goal.
Now we can explore the vicinity of the old sycamore.
All according to plan. Ready for anything.
Lindsay again. Sycamore.
Greetings.
Keston Garrus, the former captain of Jamadia Aldori's personal guards, nods to you, as though you'd seen each other in Restoff only yesterday. He limps noticeably, and his clothes are stained with blood. Every bit as grim and focused as when you first met, but this time you also sent a hint of excitement in it.
I have urgent news from Restov. The investigation that I've conducted at Lady Jamande's orders have proved your innocence. Tartuccio was and still is the Pataxian spy. That dreadful night, it was him who had opened the gate and let the assassins in. It appears that he had planned to gain the barony and Eldori's support, only to later place these lands under the command of his true patron. King Iravetti is no stranger to intrigue, and likes to use others to do his dirty work. Anyway, Lady Jamande sends her apologies.
Weird. It's like the most suspicious person in the room was the most suspicious person in the room. Funny how that works, isn't it? God, I'm starving. Well, if I order food now, it'll probably be here shortly after I end the stream.
Cornered when this damned mist fell. First, we entirely lost our way, and then stumbled right into a bandit ambush. My people can barely stand, so I would be grateful if you would help us capture this Tartuccio. He must be somewhere nearby. Bring that scum to Oleg's trading post, dead or alive. The Sword Lords will remember this favor.
But that's a reference to something? Which part? I'm doing good, Captain Drago. How are you? How did Tartuccio manage to fool you, other than you all being colossally idiots?
That sly bastard has caused us no little trouble, that's for sure. When he showed up in Restov and announced he was going to join the expedition, nobody suspected a thing. Yes, a gnome, yes, a sorcerer, but so what? Even after that terrible night, some of my people were willing to bet money on you being the spy.
Again, the first I don't know. Sorry. The very vague things are I have no idea what you're referencing.
His overconfidence was his downfall.
Oh well.
Tartuccio's henchmen, it seems, imagined they could safely meet with Pataxian spies in the town's seedy underbelly. But Restov is the ancestral home of the Eldori, and Lady Jamande is respected not only by the aristocracy and the common folk, but also by those on the other side of the law. We received a message from the slums. A good friend, who wished to remain anonymous, suggested the Sword Lords take a closer look at a certain guest from Patax. Jamande immediately sent for me and ordered me to capture the spy, all very quietly, of course. He told us everything, and not only about Tartuccio. I doubt that Iravetti was pleased to hear of his agent's failure.
Well, then I'll see you later. Bye. I like how it took, you know, the underworld, the criminal underworld of your town to tell you what you should have been able to... Oh, the most suspicious person in the room turned out to be the most suspicious person in the room. That wasn't a reference. That was literally what happened at the beginning of the game. Like, at the end of the tutorial, Tartuccio goes... Apropos of nothing, Tartuccio went... There's a spy in our midst! These were Pataxian assassins, and I can point a finger at the very specific person who is a spy. Look, that man over there. Look at the ring on his finger. It's a Pataxian seal. And then I held up my hand, which had no ring on its fingers. And he was like, well, I know I saw it on you. Maybe it's in his pockets. Search him. It's like, the unprompted spy accusation is suspicious. Then, when your evidence was wrong... yeah. Then when your evidence was wrong, that was also suspicious. And then they were like... And then, like, he repeatedly tried to put blame on us, only for it to be, like, very easily and casually knocked aside. And at the end of the whole conversation, they were like, I just don't know who's the spy. It could be either one of you. Cowardly traitors, sons of a pike, return the relic, says Chief Sootscale. Coward, turn! Relic! Finishal Vagic, which is some sort of goblinoid creature. Silly kobold, go look elect your dungeon. Look under bed, under table. Ha ha! Silly kobold have no bed and no table. Not your eggs. You lose relic and blame mites. Accuse queen. Nice, Chief Sootscale, not silly. The kobold leader shakes his weapon at the insult. Lies, Chief Scale. The kobold crier diligently copies the words and gestures of his chief, swinging his weapon. It seems both groups are but a breath away from battle. So warlike, it's like a miniature version of the Talented Imperial Chronicles. Personally, I see it as the ruler can't play favorites, be too risky, but as my perspective, I can see that. It's like, yeah, sure, sure, can't play favorites, can't take too much of a risk, but it's like, there's an amount of, wow, you're obviously lying to us, that Tartushio was doing, that it's like, stop, what's going on here? Little mite jumps in place. Stranger, you see, yes? Silly kobold attack mite! Insult us, our magnificent queen! I have no idea why that's the voice I settled on the mites. That's just the voice that came to my brain. Lice! Mite thief! Steal our relic from kobold. We revenge. Help us, stranger. I'm not neutral, so I can't do whatever number 7 would be. Kobolds, I don't want to have it. Mites would ask, you should make peace and search for the relic together. I would hear my companion's advice. I side with the kobold. Because some could see it as plot armor. Yeah, like it's Tartushio can't die that early. He has to be the villain. Like he has to be the bad guy you fight later on, or else several parts of the story. But it's a thing that happens. I'm sort of like getting irritated at this by because I've been playing the demo for Outriders, the new Square Enix game that looks like it's Anthem but without armor. That is all. They both are stupid plots, which is to say, plots that can't move forward unless specific key people are stupid. Like, do things that no reasonable person would do. It's like there's several times in the Outriders demo that I've been playing where it's like, this person's been asleep for the past X, number of decades, and thus doesn't know what's going on. Well, let's act like they should know better and should know everything that's happening around them and be mad at them because they don't know. It's like, why would you do that? That's entirely unreasonable, no matter what your situation is. But you should make peace and search for the relic together. Actually, Kobold, tell me more about what happened. A chief named Sootscale. Kobold and might live here long, live peace. But now might thief steal our relic. Thief, Teal, Elic. How do you know the relic was stolen by the mites? Might tricksy. But Chief Sootscale more tricksy. I call. New shaman come. Shaman Tartuk know who stole relic. Tartuk good. Tartuk is not a real kobold. He's deceived you. Sootscale not stupid. He no real kobold. The chief puffs up his chest, rejecting the insult. And where is this shaman Tartuk now? Shaman was dungeon. Did not enter sacred hall. Might collapse in our entrance. Kobold wraths might. If I've gotten to places further in the game and not to get too far ahead, but sometimes plot armor really isn't too much of an issue. Oh no, I've beaten this game a couple times. That doesn't mean that the issue is still there. Like, it's like, realistically, Tartushio shouldn't have gotten as far as he gets. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Did you really attack the mites? Oh, fuck. Why did it go all the way back? Did you really attack the mites? Revenge! Might coward! Kobold come! Might run! We come to take them relic, go. Let them give back a relic, we give back their. What is this relic? Relic key. Kobold take relic, enter sacred hall. It's clear to me now, he said, lying. You should make peace and search for the relic together. Never death to traitors. In our retreat, choose who supports stranger or enemy us all. Hear my companion's advice. Why support either? Do you think they'll ever listen to you? Let us battle these little ones. Both groups and be done with it. Up to you, but you should remember that living among such creatures could be dangerous. The kobolds and mites are aggressive, poorly organized, and unreliable. It's better to exile them or not interfere, lest we entangle in their unworthy. What difficulty? I'm playing on normal difficulty at the moment. You're all disgusting. I don't want to help either of you. Let's free these lands from these dangerous creatures. Protect Queen! Kobold fight, hold stranger. I go my shaman Tartuk. We're just gonna let them kill each other. Unfair is what the name says, and I think people are insane to go through it. Yeah, I've played on hard. I've played a little bit. I haven't beaten unfair, but I have played a little bit on unfair. There's a build that I want to. I found a build that I really want to try for unfair. Apparently the kineticist is just broken, and it's very easy to make a kineticist build that murders unfair. Like, I'm looking over it. Like, I've got a what I'm doing on this, for those that weren't here at the beginning of the stream, this time around I'm actually following like a build guide, just because I'm interested to see how it works out. I'm doing a Dex Scion build guide, but on this list of builds that I've got, one of them is just called Kineticist, and the other is called Unfair Kineticist, which is the Kineticist for the unfair difficulty. Apparently, it's just very abusable. Like the first line of the description is very abusive build. Deals tons of damage and controls everything from level 3 pretty much. And the build is 19 levels of Kineticist, 1 level of Rogue. And she's just like, what? Anyways, that'll be it for our stream today. We'll let those kobolds and mites kill each other for a little bit. But yeah, thanks for joining me today for my ADHD stream. We'll be back tomorrow with more Pathfinder Kingmaker as we continue on this one. Coming up next on the channel, we've got Grand Terra Shadowfront tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, where we are meeting with Ithram's family in the Duskreach Legion. I'll be running that later tonight if you're interested in coming to watch. All of our VODs go up on YouTube, youtube.com/FinalShowFilms. If you want to go check out the previous games on my ADHD stream or catch up on any of our actual plays. And if you are entertained at all by what I do, feel free to support us either at patreon.com/FSFilms or me personally directly at kofi.com/JohnABates. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. See y'all tomorrow. Bye.